All right, let's dive into the latest chapter in the ongoing saga of Donald Trump. So early one morning, Trump took to social media in a heated rant. The reason? Reports had surfaced suggesting that he had been calling up Fox News and other media outlets to criticize Vice President Kamala Harris right after her speech at the Democratic National Convention. But Trump wasn't having any of it. He was quick to set the record straight, or at least his version of it. According to Trump, it wasn't him making the calls. It was the media reaching out to him. He made it crystal clear. They called me, but before we get into the details, hit the subscribe button, like this video, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for your support. Now, let's put this in context. The DNC has been all over the news, dominating cable television throughout the week. It all culminated on Thursday night when Kamala Harris delivered her acceptance speech, which received widespread praise. Naturally, Trump wasn't going to sit quietly on the sidelines. He made several appearances on cable news to offer his 2 cents, or rather, his full-on critique of Harris' speech. But then Sunday rolled around, Trump was fuming over reports that he had been the one seeking out the media to share his thoughts. So Trump took to his Truth Social platform to tell his side of the story. In his typical fashion, he didn't hold back. He claimed that Brett Baier of Fox News was the one who called him. Trump said Baier reached out just before Harris's speech and asked if he'd be interested in giving a critique afterward. Trump never wanted to shy away from the spotlight. Agreed. According to Trump, he found Harris's speech lacking. He criticized it for being vague and not addressing key issues like fracking, crime, or inflation, topics that he believes are of significant interest to the American public. He even went on to grade her delivery, giving it a key, and complained about what he described as an awkward abundance of thank yous at the beginning of her speech. And in true Trump style, he called it weird. But Trump didn't stop there. He doubled down, insisting that he didn't just call up Fox News or any other media outlets. Instead, they were the ones chasing him down. He specifically called out Maureen Dowd of the New York Times, accusing her of getting it wrong when she wrote that he was the one making the calls. Trump's message was loud and clear. He doesn't need to beg for airtime. The media comes to him because, in his words, he's a ratings machine. Now, here's where things get even more interesting. Despite Trump's confident claim that he's still the go-to guy for ratings, the numbers from the DNC tell a different story. The DNC, with Harris at the helm, actually outperformed Trump's Republican National Convention in terms of viewership. In fact, Harris's speech alone drew 22% more viewers than Trump's. And if that wasn't enough during one of Trump's phone interviews with Fox News, he was so caught up in his rant that he ended up rambling right into the next show. They had to cut him off to move on with their program. But Trump never wanted to be silenced, called into Greg Goodfeld's show live on the air, and also made a call to Newsmax to keep the conversation going, continuing to tear apart Harris' speech. So what's the takeaway here? Trump clearly wants everyone to know that he's still the main event, the one who draws in the crowds, even if the actual ratings suggest otherwise. This whole episode is just another example of Trump's ongoing battle with the media and his determination to stay in the spotlight no matter what. And while he might insist that the media can't get enough of him, the reality is that the landscape is changing and Trump might not have the same pull he once did. But if there's one thing we know about Trump, it's that he's not going down without a fight, and he'll keep pushing his narrative as long as he has a platform to do so.